The Christmas Afternoon I Will Never Forget. Part 2. From African Tales by Delight. If you have not watched Part 1 is available in our channel. The father did not let the matter rest. Even after days had passed since that strange Christmas afternoon, Baba Afodi's heart refused peace. Everywhere he turned, the questions followed him like stubborn flies. Why had his son's thoughts become reality? Why that day? Why that place? Why them? Each time he looked at Afodi, his heart tightened with fear and wonder mixed together. One evening, Baba Afodi called his son to sit beside him. The kerosene lamp flickered softly between them. "My son," he said gently, "we must talk again." Afodi nodded. He had been expecting it. They began to retrace the Christmas day from morning till afternoon. "What did you eat that morning?" the father asked. "Leftover Gary and groundnut," Afodi replied. "Did you eat anything outside?" "No, Daddy." "What clothes did you wear before we went out?" "My old shorts and singlet." "Did you change before the supermarket?" "Yes, Daddy." "Into the blue faded shirt?" The father paused. "Who did you speak to that morning?" "Only my siblings and 2 neighbors." "Any strange person?" "No." They went on like that, step by step. Where Afodi sat. Where he stood. Where he passed. Nothing strange. Nothing unusual. No charms. No prayers. No rituals. No strange encounters. The father rubbed his forehead in frustration. "Then why did it happen?" he whispered. The next day, they decided to test it. They went to different places, 5 of them. Open markets. Provision shops. Furniture sellers. Electronic stores. Everywhere Afodi saw something he liked, he wished quietly in his heart. They waited. 1 hour. 2 hours. 3 hours. Nothing happened. No stranger. No miracle. No gift. By the time they returned home at 9 p.m., their legs were heavy and their spirits low. The mystery remained locked. The following day, Afodi thought deeply. "Daddy," he said, "maybe it was the supermarket. Maybe something happened there." They returned to the same supermarket. Afodi walked through the same entrance. He touched the rails. He stood where he stood before. He wished again. They waited. Nothing. Again, disappointment followed them home like a shadow. That night, Baba Afodi sighed deeply. "Let us stop this investigation. God probably showed us mercy once. We should be grateful." Afodi agreed, though his heart was not settled. They stopped searching. Or so they thought. Days passed quietly. Life slowly returned to normal. Afodi went out one afternoon to play with 2 of his friends from the neighborhood. They laughed, chased each other, and talked about school reopening soon. Hunger followed them, but they were used to it. As they walked back home, they passed a small shop selling school bags, shoes, and other items. One of the boys pointed excitedly. "Oh, this bag is fine. Oh, this shoe will be good for school." Afodi stopped. He looked. His heart tightened. He had no school bag. He usually used nylon or a rice sack to carry his books. His shoes were torn and tired. His classmates laughed at him often. He said nothing. He only wished. Less than 10 minutes later, the shop owner rushed out. "You, come," he called Afodi. "Take this bag and these shoes. Something pushed me to give you." Afodi froze. His friends screamed. "Afodi, wetin be this?" Afodi grabbed the items and ran home. When Baba Afodi heard the story, his heart skipped. "So it has started again," he whispered. They locked the door. That same afternoon, father and son went out again to test it. Hunger had already beaten them. Afodi wished quietly. Meat appeared. Soup ingredients appeared. Gary. Semo. Fruits. All within minutes. Strangers. Smiles. Gifts. They returned home laughing and shaking. That night, Afodi stared at his clothes. "Daddy," he said slowly, "I think I know." Afodi stood quietly in the room, staring at the blue faded long-sleeve shirt hanging on the nail behind the door. Morning light touched the cloth and made it look older, yet important. His heart beat faster, as if the shirt was calling his name. He remembered Christmas afternoon, the supermarket lights, the sudden gifts, the car, and the phone. Every miracle had happened while he wore this cloth. "Daddy," Afodi said softly, "I think I know something." Baba Afodi looked up from the stool. "Say it." "The shirt," Afodi said, pointing. "It is the same one I wore that day. And it is the same one I wore when the miracle returned." The father stood up slowly. He removed the shirt from the nail and spread it on the table. His fingers shook as he touched the collar. "I bought this cloth from a roadside seller," he said. "People call him Mr. Wonder." Silence filled the room. Baba Afodi remembered the man's strange smile and the cheap price. He had never worn the cloth himself. It waited, unused, until Christmas. "Let us test it," the father said. That evening, Afodi wore a different shirt. They went to the market where traders shouted and generators hummed. Afodi saw rice, oil, meat, and shoes. He wished quietly. They waited. 1 hour passed. 2 hours passed. 3 hours passed. Nobody came. Nothing happened. They returned home tired and confused. The next day, Afodi tried again. He wore another cloth and followed his father to a different market. He wished. He waited. The sun climbed high and burned their backs. Still, nothing happened. No stranger. No smile. No miracle. At night, Baba Afodi sat heavily and sighed. "Then it must be the shirt," he said. "It must be." But Afodi felt unsure. Something inside him whispered that the cloth alone was not enough. He replayed every detail in his mind. The time. The place. The fear. The hope. The exact moments before the miracles. He picked up the blue shirt again. It smelled of dust and old fabric. It did not glow. It did not speak. It only waited. "Maybe there is something else," Afodi whispered. The father watched him carefully. "Do not let this matter steal your sleep," he warned. "Some things are better left alone." Afodi nodded, but his eyes stayed on the shirt. That night, as the house slept, questions walked through his mind. If the shirt carried the mystery, why did it fail today? If it did not, what did? The blue faded shirt hung quietly again, holding its secret close, while the family drifted into uneasy sleep. Outside, the night deepened over Ajigonal, and distant music mixed with generator noise. Afodi listened, counting breaths, counting doubts. He promised himself not to stop thinking. Somewhere between fear and hope, the answer waited patiently, watching him, daring him to look again tomorrow. Silence thickened, questions lingered, and the lamp flickered, marking time for a coming test that would change everything forever. Morning came quietly, but Afodi's mind was loud. The blue faded shirt still hung behind the door, unmoving, innocent, and silent. Yet Afodi felt as if it was watching him. The miracles had stopped, and that frightened him more than when they first began. Baba Afodi tried to act normal, opening his shop early, greeting neighbors, and pretending the mystery no longer mattered. But Afodi could not forget. That morning, Afodi wore the blue faded shirt again. He wanted to be sure. Baba Afodi followed him to the market without speaking. Traders shouted prices. Motorcycles passed. Life moved on as usual, unaware of the secret they carried. Afodi saw things he needed. Rice. Beans. Oil. Shoes. He wished quietly in his heart. He waited. Nothing happened. They stood there for 1 hour. Then 2. Then 3. The sun climbed higher, beating on their heads. Sweat soaked Afodi's shirt. Still, nobody approached them. No stranger smiled. No gift appeared. The silence was loud. On their way home, Baba Afodi sighed deeply. You see, he said. Sometimes things happen once and never return. Afodi nodded, but his heart refused to rest. That night, Afodi sat on the floor and thought deeply. He replayed every miracle like a story told many times. The supermarket. The car shop. The bag and shoes. The foodstuffs. Everything was exact. Everything was fast. Everything happened when he was not trying too hard. He remembered how he felt then. Sad. Hungry. Ashamed. He had not forced anything. He had not tested anything. He had only wished. Why is it different now? He whispered. He stood up and looked at the shirt closely. The cloth was plain. Old. Faded. Nothing special. If you are the reason, he whispered, why are you silent now? The shirt did not answer. Afodi lay down to sleep, but sleep avoided him. Questions danced in his head. Was it the cloth? Was it the place? Was it the time? Or was it something he had forgotten? Beside him, Baba Afodi slept lightly. Fear had entered his heart too. He feared poverty returning. He feared powers he did not understand. He feared what neighbors would say if miracles came and went like strange visitors. The next morning, Baba Afodi spoke firmly. We stopped this search, he said. Enough is enough. Whatever happened was God's mercy. Afodi nodded obediently. But inside his heart, belief was shaking. Something was missing. Something small. Something easy to overlook. And until he found it, Afodi knew the mystery would not let him go. Watch out for part 3. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment, and hit the notification button so you receive alerts when we upload new videos.